Are you looking for a great budget gaming graphics card? Well, stick around to find out more. Hi, I'm Andrew from TechteamGB, and we're going to be taking an unboxing-ish look at the XFX R7870. Now, this card itself is pretty decent. It's probably the best value for money card you can get from AMD, and basically today's video will be just the unboxing and looking around the card. Next week's or later on in the week's video will be actually reviewing the card and seeing how it performs in games. Then later on next week we're going to be doing a comparison between the 7870, 7850 and the 6870. All of those cards are actually from XFX, so if that tells you anything, then, well, there you go. So yeah, otherwise stick around. We're going to be doing a lovely sort of look at this box and what's inside this box, so yeah, stick around. Alright, so on the front of the box you have the R7870 double dissipation logo. It also has the Ghost Technology logo and some other stuff that we'll be talking about later. It also has some like ice block in the front, as well as the XFX logo, and some Editor's Choice Awards from Tweaktown and Motherboards.org, as well as a lot of stuff on the top. Now, this is an AMD Vision Black card and a AMD Gaming Evolve card. It's also got some more logos on the top, and then on this side it's basically just talking about how Eyefinity can help your productivity in either daily productivity, audio editing with huge timelines and mixers and stuff, or also pro video with huge timelines and full screen previews and stuff like that. It's also a double dissipation card, so it has two fans and a huge heatsink. And on the bottom it's talking about its 5-star support. Now on the back of the card, as we spin around here, you're going to see a lot of random stuff, including the AMD and Intel CPU ready stickers. Now I'm glad that this is here because I don't want my card to not work on either of those, especially since it's an AMD card. On the right hand side here we're seeing the GCN architecture stuff, which will be great for using with AMD's new API called Mantle. It's also talking about ultra wide bandwidth with up to 32 gigabits per second and 8 gigahertz effective memory core clocks. It's also got workstation grade performance with power tunes, so you can overclock your card and stuff, or automatically overclock your card. It also has up to 24 times anti-aliasing and OpenCL 1.2. It also talks about the awesome Eyefinity setup that you can have, as well as up to 4K or 16K by 16K resolutions, and the outputs you've got is a dual-link DVI, single-link DVI, HDMI, and 2 mini display ports. It also uses great quality components including fans and capacitors and stuff like that. And then on the other side it's talking about partially resonant textures, bullet physics engines, and XFX's 6x tessellation engine. And on the other side, there's some more logos and stuff, and a load of key features that you might want to stop or pause the video if you're thinking about buying this card. Now, apparently you can have up to quad crossfire, and obviously with DisplayPort 1.2 you can have up to 4K. And this is pretty cool. There's some other features as well, as like I don't know, you can what was that on the side, H.264 and other stuff like that. I don't know, maybe that's encoding. Now we're going to run through this real quick. There's a lot of leaflets including adapters and what power supply from XFX you can buy, which by the way I have one, it's pretty good. You also get a crossfire cable, as well as all this sort of which one's DVI and which one's a DVI-D, so you can or cannot plug your VGA in. That's the don't be stupid label, plug the power in. And then the thing that you should throw away, which is your AMD graphics card drivers on disk. Then you got a door hanger with your serial number and unique identifier and stuff. Under all that, you get yet another cardboard thing, and then the graphics card. Now we're going to be taking a look at this in a lot more detail right here. There's your rear I/O with the red DVI D port, and then the red thing on the red stripe on the side. Now the power connectors you just saw are a single 8-pin and a single 6-pin that you will need to plug in when the card is running, or just keep them plugged in, I don't know. A nice beauty shot from the side here. You have the red XFX logo at the top that says XFX R7800 series with Ghost Technology. Now there's your power connectors at the back. Now as I said, you're going to need to keep those nice and plugged in. On the back you have the red DVI-D port. That's the one that can do up to 2560 by 1600. You also have a DVI-I, which can be used for VGA, an HDMI, and 2 mini display ports. Both those mini display ports can power up to 4K. Then we have a nice close look at the heat sinks and the huge copper heat pipes on the side, as well as the nice fans. And then as I slowly maneuver my camera up to the top, you see the crossfire finger, a nice strange capacitor, how the heatsink, or the shroud at least, is connected on the top, and the copper heat pipes. There's those power connectors again. It kind of looks like one's broken actually, that's kind of funny. But yeah, this should be fine, I don't know. There's the heat pipes again, and as we roll off to the side, we're going to show you some specs. Alright, so the specs are, obviously, it has a double fan heatsink, it's an AMD 7870 chip, it has 2GB of GDDR5 VRAM, and it's PCIe Gen 3. Now, some other things that's cool about it has a 1GHz core clock stock, as well as it's 4K ready. Now, remember that 1GHz core clock is also adaptable, and will, when the card is on, change the core clock and the voltage of the core to either overclock or underclock the chip, depending on how hard it's being pushed. Now, the ghost thing with technology is there's a huge heatsink under there, which is pretty nice, and you saw the heat pipes, as well as the nice double fans. Now, the double fans mean that they can run slower, but still push, you know, the same amount of air as one fan, which means it's a lot quieter. Apparently, it's up to 13 decibels quieter, which is cool. Now, as you can see, this is installed in the system, or my system at least, and we'll be taking a look at some benchmarks in the next video, which should be fairly shortly. Now, I just want to say that this card is fantastic. I love it. It won't go under 60 in Bioshock Infinite on Ultra and 1080p, so that's fantastic. But as I said, we'll be taking a look at those benchmarks in another video. So that's pretty much it from me. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. If you like this type of video, let us know by leaving a comment in the comments. I know you hate Google+, but it should be removed soon. And if you're in the phase of you don't know what Google+ is, then you're lucky. So that's the I/O in the back, by the way, with some stuff plugged in. So otherwise, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to check out the other content that we have by hitting the subscribe button and hitting the TechteamGB logo just under the video, and seeing what else we have. We have a load of content coming up. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time.